Dyson, a big moment for the Bombers and for yourself as well coming up in a few days. Is it sort of, I guess, has the reality of it caught you by surprise and are you excited?
Yeah, look, it's a very exciting week, and I think you look back 18 months ago, this is probably the point that we were really looking forward to from that decision. So it's been a great buzz around the club this week, and there's a bit of extra excitement about it with the returning players.
And for yourself personally, taking the captaincy role, obviously a massive honour, but also pretty exciting to be going up against Ruffy as well.
Yeah, for sure. Look, it has been a huge honour, and look, I've really enjoyed my first month or so in the role. So you learn as you go, and certainly bouncing a lot of things off Job and other fantastic leaders at the club as well. And look, it's great to be playing against Big Ruff on Saturday night, and it's a great honour for him to be captain of the Hawks as well. And we're really looking forward to attacking the game.
Have you had time to think about the significance to Leongatha of this, that it's such a small town and two AFL stars from there have actually become captains? It's a remarkable thing from the small town, isn't it?
Yeah, look, if you think about it, it is a small country town, 6,000 odd people, and the two of us to captain quite substantial AFL clubs is very unique, and I don't think it's happened too many times before where you've got two blokes from the same town captaining clubs. So it's pretty exciting for the both of us.
Just on that, Ruffy, what are your memories of Leongatha as a kid?
Oh, well, obviously that's where we both grew up. So I've said it before. You're happy you grew up in the country because you learn so much, and there was no iPads or iPhones. It was always kicking footy, playing basketball, any sport really. To be, as what Dyson said, to be two kids from Leongatha to be here, not only playing footy but captaining the two sides is a pretty big moment.
Did you ever run into him?
I'm a few years older, yeah. So Dyson knocked around with my little brother, and I was, similar to his older brother. We were roughly around the same age and kept an interest on, him coming through or vice versa when I was playing.
Is there something in the water there that produces sporting?
No water, mate. It's a dairy farm, so it's not like there's a beach nearby.
What will it mean to the town? I mean, will everyone gather at the local pub? What?
Oh, look, I don't know. That's it's good for the town, but when the balls bounce, we're not thinking about 6,000 people back home because we're competing against each other. And I think it just adds a little bit more to the storyline that is of both Essendon and Hawthorn, great rivals, but also the two different stories within the clubs coming into this year as well.
You obviously had a very unusual year off yourself, and Dyson had a year off too. It must be such a weird situation to both be returning in the same game as well. Have you guys discussed, I guess, a year out of footy in very different circumstances?
No, I don't think so. I think, you're there as mates, let alone, footy becomes second with everything that's gone on the past 12 months. So, you're more there for mates rather than just about 2 hours of footy on the weekend. So I don't think that was a big talking point between us.
And how excited are you to be able to get back into it, into the proper stuff again after everything you've been through?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's been building towards this. I've played the 3 pre-season games and feel pretty good. And, there is a bit of hype around it, obviously, but at the same time, it's still a footy game, and that's how we've got to treat it. And, I am excited, but at the same time, I'm not getting too over the top just yet.
Jack, how hard is it to plan for Essendon, obviously, having that year off for them? A lot of their stars.
Well, that's a bit of the unknown as well. These guys have played a few pre-season games as well, but they obviously haven't had their full side in. Cale Hooker only played VFL on Friday night. So I guess both sides are a little bit unknown because we've got new players as well. So, you can prepare as best as you can, but until you know that 22 up until an hour before the game, you really are just guessing at the moment.
Hey, Dyson,
give me draw on the emotion surrounding the club, do you think, in the lead up to Saturday?
Oh, look, I think we'll bounce off each other. It's really probably not something that we'll address too much, but look, there will be a huge array of emotions that will roll through us, and I guess we're just more here for support for each other. And I guess coming into round 1, the emotion is huge, no matter what team you are and who you're playing for. So it'll be big.
You had a tough recent run against the Hawks, but you ended with much confidence, I guess, given some promising signs from the pre-season.
Yeah, look, that's the exciting thing about this. I think it's a bit of an unknown on how we will go this year, and look, I think we can take some real positives from the pre-season, and we're really developing and worked on a lot of things over that JLT series, and look, I think we're in a pretty good space coming into round one.
The 10 guys coming back,
Yep.
and obviously they're not all going to play, but those coming back, including yourself, how much can we expect of them initially? Do we need to give them a bit of latitude in terms of sort of picking up the pace of the game and just match hardness and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's a fair point. Look, we're really comfortable that we've put ourselves in the best shape we can to perform come round one. But obviously, with the chemistry building with the group and not having played for 18 months, it's going to take a bit of time. It will. So expectations. Look, it's we think we're ready to hit the ground running, but who knows? It may take a couple to build.
Do you expect Andy McGrath to play?
Look, I think Pidge has had a fantastic pre-season. Obviously played all 3 JLT games, and he's a massive show. But look, the competition for spots, especially across that half-back line, is enormous. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out.
Would you back him if you're ready? I guess on the stage that's going to be there on Saturday.
For sure. Look, I think he's ready. Very measured, level-headed kid, and look, what he provides to the team, I think is outstanding.
You've said you enjoyed your first month, obviously, in the job, but will there be nerves standing there at race, ready to lead them out?
Oh, absolutely. Look, you get nerves no matter what game you're playing. I've got nerves in my JLT games this year, so look, it's I'll probably adds a little bit extra to it being the skipper and leading the side out. But as Ruffy mentioned before, all those nerves seem to subside as soon as that first ball's bounced.
What about you guys, Ruffy? I mean, there's a lot of people sort of expecting you guys to go down the ladder a bit. Do you?
Are you expecting that?
Well, I think some people are.
They're predicting it. what you're
Predicting
saying.
that,
Yeah,
yeah,
that might
well,
be right. I
well,
don't think expecting is
Well,
probably
when
the
you
right word.
expect, you predict. So.
Right. A bit like Dyson, we kept saying it, it's a big unknown. We've had big list changes, and obviously, other than probably 3/4 of good footy through the JLT series, we haven't played our best. And, coming up against these guys in front of 80, 90,000 on Saturday night, you've got guys that are going to be playing in front of their biggest crowds ever. So, but at the same time, you get excitement from that. Who wouldn't get excitement from running down in front of that many people?
And O'Meara Mitchell, big ins.
Well, yeah, they're 2 of 4 boys that we got from other clubs, and obviously the draftees in, so you'd expect both of them to play.
Can I ask both of you, Jared, to start with, playing AFL footy, and coming from a country town, what are the advantages of coming from a small country town and also playing for a team like the Parrots in keeping you grounded in terms of, coping with the AFL?
I think both our families are from down that way, so if you're going to get ahead of yourself, you get brought back into line pretty quick with grandparents and parents and also mates that are down there. You can't get ahead of yourself too much. So I think being from a small town, we kept saying it's been the best thing for us. No disrespect to the city guys, but there was 1 set of traffic lights when I left Leongatha, and then I moved to Hawthorn and there was 4 on the way to training first session. So that in itself's a bit of a difference straight away.
How many in Leongatha now?
I think it's 3.
Added a
Mate,
couple.
up 200%.
And what about you, Dyson? Playing with the Parrots, how did it sort of set you out?
Yeah, look, obviously very fond memories growing up in Leongatha and playing for the Parrots, and we've got amazing support there still. I was mentioning to Ruff earlier, we've got a mate hit me up for a couple of weeks ago for 20 tickets. He's bringing the entire team that he coaches back home. So, look, it's outstanding support, and as mentioned, as Ruffy mentioned, they're very quick to drag us back into line if you start getting ahead of yourself. So, look, that's amazing to have that support, and we love it.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.